All right, welcome back, guys, to the second matchup of the evening. My name is Susie Kim. This is HearthStone. She is our HearthStone expert, analyst, know-it-all, everything, because I apparently can't play that part, but it's okay.
I do make a lot of mistakes, so.
Right, I mean, we all do. We're all humans, and this has been really exciting. So we watched the first set already. It was Losum and Tangy. And Tangy did win the first one, but went ahead and lost the next three. We have Losum going to the winner's bracket, but Tangy's not out. He's got the loser's bracket that he can still go ahead and compete in for that final 5 million won prize. I was about to say $5 million. I was like,
not quite close. But yeah, maybe it's a good thing for Tangy that he didn't get to show as many decks. So it's actually beneficial for him in that way.
Yeah. All right. So now the matchup we have is Transit versus Kairan. Here is Transit. You can see here he's been at HearthStone Masters Korea Season 1 and 2, made it to the round of 16, but also did very well in a bunch of Inven tournaments here too, making first and second place, you know, in different seasons.
Yeah,
and
these are the clan championships, so it was more of a team tournament than an individual tournament, but still, it's very impressive, and he's been around since the very beginning of HearthStone scene, and I've already mentioned this in the about 1 hour ago that he has beaten Colento about 2 years ago at King of the Hills.
Ooh. Well, did you see earlier, Transit is in Team Kalbi
Love
Dog.
Yes.
This is Team Reaper. Here's Kairan. You could see his win rate, 15 wins, 8 losses, 65%, still very good. However, his qualifying history, I mean, you could see here, he hasn't had many big tournament experience.
Exactly. This guy is completely new to the HearthStone scene, and I'm sure not a lot of the professional players have heard of him until this tournament. So we really don't know what to expect from this guy.
Well, we saw him last Wednesday, and I remember when he won and made it to the quarterfinals, like, he was absolutely elated. He just couldn't even talk in his interview. Like, it was very sweet to see. So I'm wondering how far he'll go in this one, how well he's going to do. And yeah, I think the two players are now getting ready to get into
and
game.
We'll get to see their class choices and the bans very soon.
All right.
Before that, we have the fan vote.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
50-50 on the dot.
Were you rooting for Susie?
Okay. So I want to vote. I want to root for the underdog, right? Because Kairan's new, and I know how happy and how much it'll mean to him to win. But at the same time, I'm friends with Transit. You know, I've known him for a while, and he's a nice kid. And
so you have a soft side for him.
I do. You know, you want to kind of root for your friends and support them, but at the same time, I want to root for the underdog. So, you know what? I'm kind of 50-50 too.
I'm rooting for Transit. He's a really good friend of mine for a very long time too, and I'm really happy to see him back at the professional stage.
All right, well, here we go. Both warriors have been banned. What do you take on that?
A lot of smork incoming from both players, hopefully. And Transit has Rogue, Warlock, and Mage. Kairan has Shaman, Druid, and Warlock. And Transit's previous IGN was the best Mage of this era. So he's really known for his Mage plays, and he likes playing all different types of Mages, starting from Freeze Mage, Tempo Mage, and Fatigue Mage. And that's probably why he brought this Mage, and I'm surprised that Kairan doesn't respect that and did not ban Mage from Transit.
Well, you know, Transit did talk to me earlier, and he said he's really excited about this Mage deck, so we'll have to see what he brings to the table here. Seems like there might be a small issue. I don't know, Transit's talking to someone, but yeah, this is... Looking at this, and having Transit tell me, you know, also I know Transit to be someone who enjoys building his own decks. He
definitely does like building his own
doesn't
decks.
like to just like go online, find someone's standard deck and copy. No, this guy sits there and creates, and he makes these really outrageous decks. And I remember he recommended one for me, and I was like, I don't understand how this works. You know, like, how do you make it work? And yet he makes it work. And so, you know, part of me wondering, especially with him being a good Mage player, and the fact that he likes to make decks, do you think we're going to see something crazy and special?
We have definitely seen a really out-of-this-world Mage deck from Transit before against Surrender at HearthStone Masters Korea. I think it was Season 3 or 2. He did lose to Surrender, but it was insane. It had some very unique cards that I've never seen from the competitive scene. So hopefully we're going to see more of that today.
All right. We're going to go ahead into game number 1. All right, here we go, guys. This is Group A, set H2, Part 2, because we're still in Group A. And the next 2 players, who's going to make it to the winner's bracket? Who's going to make it to the loser's bracket?
So far, this seems to be very standard Miracle Rogue versus Zoolock. But it's Transit, so we have to see more cards and make sure that this is a standard deck or not. But one thing I want to mention is that Transit is a very famous rogue player as well as he's rage. So I'm really excited to see what kind of little tech cards that he brought into this rogue deck.
And because we don't know much information about Kairan except for, you know, how he's been playing in this tournament specifically, I don't know how creative he is. You know, does he play very standard, or what is something that you have seen earlier from this guy?
I mean, last time he was here, he played Yogg Token Druid, so that was a little bit of funky thing that we saw from Kairan. But other than that, he brought pretty standard decks like, what did he bring? Zoolack and Midrange Hunter.
All right, starting it off with that Voidwalker.
This matchup used to be pretty favorable for the Rogue because they had the Blade Flurry, but because that card is gone...
Thanks, Standard.
Yes, thanks, Standard. Goodbye, Malfurion. I love that class. But because that card is gone, Zoolack actually has a huge edge over the Rogue nowadays.
Alright, buffing up that Voidwalker.
Undercity Huckster. Okay, so this could be some kind of a death rattle rogue.
Huh.
Maybe. We still have to see more cards from Transit. I have no idea.
With Transit, yeah. And you know what? To prepare for this cast, I really did just make lists and lists of common cards and different decks. But now that it's Transit, I'm scared there's going to be a bunch of cards where I don't know the Korean translation for it.
Was Undercity Huckster in your cheat sheet?
Definitely
yes,
not.
Exactly.
Oh boy, Transit. Just making my job that much harder.
The Crazed Alchemist, it's not a very impressive turn 3 play, but it's gonna trade on the board, so why not just use that? This card is really amazing against something like Freeze Mage, but against Rogue, you're not gonna get much value out of it because most of the Rogue's minions have almost equal HP and attack.
Like this one. Oh, well, no.
Yeah, this I like this over the Undercity Huckster because this actually can have favorable trade with the Crazed Alchemist. How do you like coining out Azure Drake? Oh, he decides to play 2 minions instead of just 1?
Well, I had a question for you, actually, just earlier, you know, as he used his taunt card.
Defender
would
Vargas?
would it have been better for him to just kept it alive, or no?
Well, but the 3/3 could die to Hero Power and Deadly Poison, so
That's
Kairan
true.
was probably playing around that. And you usually want to just get rid of Rogue's minion as much as possible because you're always scared of something like Cold Blood and getting that extra 4 damage to face. I mean, you could actually use the Azure Drake first in case you draw Backstab. Ooh, that card would be pretty juicy against something like Sea Giant.
There is that Azure Drake. So in Korean it says 하늘빛, which means like the light of the sky. And
Which is Azure, right?
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Azure is a type of blue, but I wouldn't have said it was a type of the sky. And that Imp Gang Boss. Man, you know, I still can't get this card because I can't beat Gar.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Gore was a card until you told me.
Oh boy.
So this seems to be a pretty clean board sweep
Yes.
from Transit.
There he goes. Get rid of that Gang Boss.
Yeah, little by little. I don't know how the Sulag is going to win this match anymore. His board is completely gone, and a lot of the cards at his hands are very useless at this point.
Okay, maybe the Dark Peddler can...
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, can give us some sort of hope here for Kairan. Knife Juggler and then the Dark Peddler. Yep. Let's see. What are the choices?
Ooh, if this juggle hits again, 33%.
Can he get it? No. Oh.
Almost. But this Phantom Knives is going to be very sweet to use. It's 2 damage to every minion on the board. What was that?
Fan of Knives.
Pillager.
Fan of Knives and then...
Yeah, this board is way too strong.
Oh
from
gosh,
the rogue.
yeah. Kairan's really just...
In deep trouble right now. He
He's-
cannot deal with this board at all.
He tried to redeem himself, but yeah, you're right there. How is he going to get rid of these cards? They're just going to keep growing and growing.
And because Kairan tapped here, he can't even play Sea Giant, so I guess he might go. Okay,
Oh,
he just
yeah.
decides to surrender. Okay.
He came to the same conclusion that we did. Ooh, that's a quick GG right there.
Yeah, and we did see some Undercity Huckster, but other than that, it seemed like a regular rogue deck.
Okay.
We didn't have much chance to see the rest of the decks from who was a Transit.
All right. So what went wrong? Did things go wrong, or did Transit get lucky? I mean, which way would you?
Nothing
that?
really went wrong, but Kairan's draws were pretty unimpressive, and that's why it got punished so hard by cards like Phantom Knights and SI Asian, Eviscerate. The Undercity Huckster, I guess it does work in this matchup because you have a lot of early game minions to clear as Rogue, and the usual Rogue with American Rogue, you can only hero power and use backstab to deal with those minions, but Undercity Huckster is an active minion on the board who can actually make trading with the zoo minions that is on the board, so maybe that's why.
Maybe. So it just sounds like he got unlucky here. All right, we're gonna go into game number 2, and hopefully Kairan will be able to have a deck that's a little better this time.
So this looks like a Freeze Mage from Transit and Aggro Shaman from Kairan. This is a favorable matchup for the Aggro Shaman, especially when Transit starts with a hand like that. He really wants something like Doomsayer, but 2 Blizzards.
2 Blizzards, and he's got 2 Rock Biters on this side.
Sylvanas.
Huh.
That is a very interesting card that we see.
we're
We
starting with
usually
the-
don't see that card from the Aggro Shaman. It's way too late for Aggro Shaman.
Another card not on my list of prepared cards that I expected tonight.
So maybe this is not an Aggro Shaman. Maybe it's just a mid-range Shaman that just has an amazing hand start, like the Tunnel Trog and the Totem Golem.
All right. Nice start here.
I like this attack on the face. You really don't want to give extra time to the Freeze Mage. You just want to kill them as fast as possible.
Like we said earlier, when all else fails, you hit the face.
Yeah, and this Tunnel Trog is way too scary to leave up, so you might as well just kill that over the Totem Golem. So, Kairan's deck even runs Lightning Storm. I want to say that this is not an Aggro Shaman, this is more of a mid-range Shaman.
It
now.
looks like a mid-range shaman. I actually recognize all these cards, minus Sylvanas, of course.
Minus Sylvanas.
Yep, there.
Sylvanas is not going to be an awesome card against the Freeze Mage, because what usually happens is that you drop your Sylvanas and then they kill your Sylvanas when having Doomsayer on the board to make sure that nothing comes out from your hand to the board. So it's not going to be that impressive. He could use a coin and play the thing from below.
He could.
Why not?
Why
the only
not?
way,
Yeah.
the only way that Transit can deal with this is with the Fireball. And if he does, he only has 1 minute left, so he's not going to be able to play anything. Oh, or the torch because the 5/5 has a taunt also. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing from below. Is there a benefit of having 2 cards with taunt on your board?
What do you mean? Does it have benefit on what?
Oh, because you know how you said we should use a thing from below, but then that would have been 2 cards with taunt. Like, is there a benefit of having more than 1 taunt card, I guess, on your side?
Why not?
I don't know. Just a just
It's
a
just an
new
added
question.
bonus.
Okay, added bonus. Gotcha.
So Transit does not have any way to kill this flame with faceless just yet. If he had Fireball, you'd have been a clean kill. I mean, you could draw a Blizzard and not take that 10 damage. It is a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, you alternatively you could go for the Loot Hoarder and Ice Block, but I really don't want to take that 10 damage even with the Ice Block.
That's a tough choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with this line of play. You just can't afford to take the 10 damage just yet. This deck is really slow Shaman deck, turns out.
One more time.
Yeah, and even use the Ice Lance to kill
Alright,
off the
yeah,
flame
well,
with Faceless.
Kills off 2 of them. Oh, nice. So he just ends up clearing the board without taking that damage. That's huge.
And I think Kairan already knows that Transit did not have the Fireball at hand, so that's why he feels pretty comfortable to drop this Thunder Valiant. And even has Mirror Image from Transit. This is the newest addition to the Freeze Mage recently, and I really like this. It works really well with Doomsayer also because a lot of times people might have answer to Doomsayer when it's just dropped on the board, but when it's dropped on the board with Mirror Image,
Right.
it's so much harder to take care of it. There
we go. Let's clear that board, and I really like that card.
These totems are getting pretty spooky.
They are. They are, and every time he brings one out, I mean.
I think you have to go for the Alexstrasza here. You have a second Ice Block. You have AI to draw more cards to get the Barnes. I don't think you can really afford to use the Frostbolt on the minions. Primal Fusion. I think Kairan can definitely pop this Ice Block. He's just figuring out what is the most beautiful way to do it and put Transit at 1 HP.
That is tough.
I mean, 2 HP is fine too. He's gonna figure out a way. And Kairan does have 2 Rockbiter weapons at hand, so it's not extremely necessary for him to put Transit at 1. Yeah, so this is fine too. He's gonna keep both of his Rockbiter weapons. Wow, even uses a Rockbiter weapon. I don't know if this was necessary.
To just get rid of the Hex card? Wow.
Yeah, I don't think this was necessary, but he's just gonna clear everything. Ooh, Transit is getting a lot of burns. And he does have the second Ice Block, so he gets 2 extra turns. So he has to play the Ice Block.
Yeah,
and-
but I mean, is it going to save him?
yeah, and he might draw
Yeah?
into enough burn damage next turn.
Okay.
He still has one more Fireball. And if he draws it, he wins. He has another Fireball from the Torch. He has the original Fireball. And the second Forgotten Torch also gives him lethal too.
All right, we'll just have to wait and see if he gets that Fireball. Got a totem out. This arsenal of cards ready to hit his face. It's got to be scary for Transit.
But it's so likely for him to get something that can get a lethal next turn.
I don't know. Are the RNG gods with him today?
I mean, he also has the arcane intellect, so that's 3 extra
That's true,
cards
that's
instead
3
of just
extra cards.
1. Yeah. I think it's very likely for Transit to get this one.
We shall see.
We shall see. Unless it's like double Doomsayer and Frost Nova.
Oh,
Let's see.
Oh.
Oh, he got it. Yep, that is
You
more
were
than enough
right.
damage. I mean, Transit
Wow.
has so many answers to this. He had
Wow,
the torch,
yeah.
he had the second torch, he had the second fireball. There were just so many things that he could have gotten.
so now it's 2-0.
Yeah.
Transit goes ahead and wins with, I mean, like you said, more standard decks than we expected from Transit, for sure.
Transit is disappointing us.
Transit.
But one thing that I have to mention is that Kairan did have a losing streak in the last round of 16. He was up against Talk Vaders and he was 0-2, and then
And
he
they came back.
yeah, reverse swept against Talk Vaders. So maybe he can pull this off again at this round of 8. But so far it looks very green for him.
Transit seems to be very confident with his play. You know, he's
Very confident.
He's actually just a very confident guy, period. When it comes to HearthStone anyway. But no, I feel like, you know, just he knows his deck really well, and he's just kind of playing in a way that just seems comfortable to him. And again, he's had this kind of experience where he's been on camera, you know, he's won tournaments before, and Kairan is pretty new to all of this.
I mean, I don't think Kairan made any huge misplay in the last game, but he just had a very passive hand, something like Sylvana, something like Lightning Storm and Hacks. So that's what delayed him in building his board and doing that extra damage to the face. And I don't think there was any huge misplay from him, so I don't know. Maybe he can do the reverse sweep again tonight.
We'll have to take a look as we get into game number 3. Yeah, we'll see if Transit's going to be able to take this win and go to the winner's bracket, or what'll happen. Let's wait and see. All right, guys, here we go. This could be a 3-0 for Transit, or this could be the beginning of the reverse sweep from Kairan like he did last Wednesday.
So it's going to be Zulog mirror match.
Ooh.
So it's really important for a person to have control of the board and have as many minions on the board as possible. That is the key to winning this match. And Transit did not have any 1-drop, but he top decked it, so that's pretty sweet.
Mirror matchup from the start.
Yeah, and because Kairan does have that coin, he is going to be the first one to put out his Dirkshire Councilman or Game Boss, depending on which minion he wants to play first. And both of those minions are very tough for the Zulog to deal with. I definitely coin out a 3-drop. I don't know which one though. Game Boss is definitely a very sticky minion on the board. Dirkshire Consummate, it does die to power overwhelming, so you might want to start with Game Boss
I
here
think
to
I was
play
going to
around
go with
that.
the Imp Gang Boss. But he's taking his time. He's thinking about it. Oh.
I think playing the Voidwalker and
Interesting.
Abusive Surgeon is a little bit too passive. So basically in this case, if Transit decides to play and drop his Dirkshire Consummate, then Kairan doesn't really have a clean answer to that. That means he's like blocking away his own play to play a really strong 3-drop, unless you draw something like Mortar Coil or Abusive Sergeant, which is very unlikely because he just used his first Abusive Sergeant.
Well, there's the...
So Transit decided to take it a little bit slower as well and develop his board as much as possible. Wow, he's just clearing everything.
Yeah.
I thought maybe Transit was gonna drop his Dersher Consummate here. But maybe he wants to use it with Forbidden Ritual and get full value out of it. Yeah, Transit's just gonna have a consistent line of play and just kill everything that Kairan plays as much as possible. That 1-1 imp is unkillable, unfortunately.
It just seems they're going toe-to-toe right now, back and forth, just trying to clear off each other's board.
Is it time for... Whoa, I thought it was time for... Alright, at least he got the PO.
Power overwhelming and wants that control of the board here.
So Dersher Consummate and Imp Game Boss seems to be the obvious play line here. And buffing up that Consummate to 2-5.
All right, Dark Peddler definitely. Let's see what options he has. Ooh.
Alright, decides to hold on to his Soulfire just yet and leave that Dersher Consummate for just one extra turn, which is very scary. I don't know if I agree with that play. So the PO trade and Argus on this side as well. You might even only defend of Argus the Dire of Alpha.
Yeah.
But Trent is like, I don't care if this Consummate dies. This is a very strong turn for Kairan. He can play Sea Giant and use a Soulfire. And yeah, I really like this play. It leaves the 8-8 on the board.
That would be huge for him.
And just leaves 2 minions on the board. He could go for the Consummate and defend up Argus. I'm not exactly sure which line of play is better in this case.
I was gonna ask you. I mean, it looks like he's considering both of them.
Because there are chances that you're not going to be able to play the Sea Giant in the next couple of following turns.
All right. Well, there's his choice. He's just gonna go ahead and pretty much mirror what Transit has right now.
Yeah, Kairan just wow, that's a sick top deck.
This is all working out so well for Transit today.
I know. Yeah, I think it's actually better to use your Defensive Argus here to make the trade. So your Wolf survives against the Mortal Coil. I like keeping my taunt stronger, but he disagrees. So Kairan definitely has to play Sea Giant and Soulfire the Doomguard here.
This is pretty much an all-in here. What's... Ugh. With the Sea Giant.
Wow.
Oh.
Is it time
Is
for
it?
the rituals?
Is it?
Seems like the juggler was not doing his job so well.
Come on, juggler.
Oh, okay. At least the last one worked.
Wow, literally everything is just working out the way that Transit wants today.
Yeah, Kairan needs a second Sea Giant.
I don't think that's going to help at all.
I mean, Urja Square is even worse than Voidwalker, really. That was the worst card he could draw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this seems very GG. Is Transit going to 3-0 Kairan?
I think so. I mean, the way that we're going right now.
Oh, man. I mean, you're only giving 1 wealth if you play Lyra right now, but...
Yeah, but...
You trade, Oh, okay. This is a very smart play.
That's all he has, really,
That is
though.
all he has.
I mean, he doesn't really have a choice of what to play.
So Kairan uses 2 copies of Crazed Alchemist. That's very interesting. Most people only run 1 if they do. And look how safe Transit is playing this. He's clearing
Yeah.
everything. He's like, yep, I totally won
Just
this
in
game.
case I'm going to win this game, I'm also going to try to make
Forbidden
my opponent
Ritual?
feel bad. Oh! How
I
unfortunate.
mean, if this kills a Flame Imp, it's not lethal on board. Oh. Fist
Well, that's
pumping.
it. Yeah. 3-0. Transit goes ahead and takes it. His facial expression almost looks like he knew he was going to win this today. But like I said, coming into this this evening, I had talked to Transit earlier before the matches, and he was very happy. I mean, he was like, I've got some special decks. I feel really good about this. And here he is,
We didn't get to see a lot of special elements from his decks tonight, but he has more chances to show
Right.
it off.
We're going to see him again in the winner's bracket now. I guess it's him versus Lozum.
Yeah.
Right? And again, two guys with crazy decks. It's going to be definitely an interesting day. However, tomorrow we're going to come back with Group B and then see who else is going to join them in the winners and losers bracket. But before I get ahead of myself, Transit, man, it just seems like everything went the way that he needed it to go.
When you were talking to him before the tournament, did he seem nervous at all?
No.
He was just super
No,
confident.
he was just like,
all time long?
whatever. I'm here to play some Hearthstone. I'm going to win.
I'm gonna win.
But yeah, he was very, very confident, and you could see that it has definitely paid off in that sense. It's his day.
Sometimes it's even more difficult to go up against a complete newbie because you don't really know what to expect out of him. But Transit, man, he 3-0'd his opponent today and safely got himself into the winner's bracket.
Yep, and like you said, I mean, maybe Kairan would have been better off banning off that mage, like he said earlier. But either way, it seems like it was Transit's day, 3-0, and now here is the brackets. We can see it's going to be Lojum versus Transit for Group A in the winner's bracket, and we're going to have to watch Tangy versus Kairan now and see who is going to be able to make it out there. Next matchup. Oh, it is next matchup. I thought it was going to be another day, but it's today. Hooray!
Is it today?
Oh, no, it
this
is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It says
guys.
July
Sorry,
1st.
guys. I can't read apparently either. Lojum versus Transit, the winners tomorrow, and Tangy versus Kairan. It's going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. KST. And like we said, this is the first time that Inven is doing it in this broadcast. So if you guys have any constructive criticism, and I know you're going to say, Susie, you really suck at Hearthstone, but it's okay. I totally take that with a grain of salt, because without salt, where is esports really? Anyway, yeah, but thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we're gonna come back tomorrow with the winners and losers brackets.
Yeah,
and
the 4 exact same players tomorrow.
Yep, same players but different matchups, and we'll see what kind of things that they have in store for us. I think it'll be really, really interesting here.
And we don't know how long.
Yeah,
this
it's like,
has to go
I
on.
think we're starting to end up now, because that's what the guy in my ear just said.
Okay.
All right, guys. So thank you so much again for watching tonight, and we will join you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. KST. Same channel. It's Inven Global, and yeah, if you guys have anything you want to let us know, please let us know. And they're still talking. I'm waiting for the Korean casters to start talking. But all right, guys. I think I'm allowed to just say goodbye. So have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.